Right, so there's going to be another movie review. This one's called Deathmatch 1994. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was about the same as the last kickbox movie I saw. Can't even remember it. Oh, it was Deathmatch, and what was the other one that I just saw earlier that he didn't comment on? Adrian Misses You, Karate Man. He's been, man, I got a lot of comments on Skyscraper. I wasn't expecting that much attention. I got 22 comments. And when I mentioned Pieces was coming up on my Netflix queue, then Professor Quiz and Adrian start going at it back and forth about Maniac 1980 movie, the original, which was what Adrian mentioned in it, or Professor Quiz mentioned it. So I quickly added it to my Netflix queue. I just happened to have one spot open. So it was at number 500. But then Adrian mentioned the remake. So I had to delete one of the crappy directors that I've been adding into my Netflix queue. I can't even remember his name. To make room. And then I'll add it back next week. To Be the Best, it's about the same in terms of quality as To Be the Best. However, Ian Jacklin has his own YouTube channel, 808 subscribers. I've got more subscribers than Ian Jacklin. Ian Jacklin was in Blood Fist 3 and what else? Oh, wow. Come on. Can't you go faster, IMDb? He was in Blood Fist 7, Manhunt. Ring of Fire. No, he was in Deadly Bet. And Blood Fist 3, Forced to Fight. Blood Fist 7, Manhunt. Hey, Karate Man's in the chat room. I was just talking about you. Adrian missed you. He was wondering what happened to you. Yeah. Benny the Jet Urquidez. Did I say his name right? Is in this one. I haven't seen Benny the Jet Urquidez in a long time. He was in a kickbox documentary. He plays Ian Jacklin's sensei. Benny the Jet Urquidez. I love that guy. When I saw him in what was it? Oh, I forgot what documentary he was in. Oh, Kickboxer 3. I think I have that on my Netflix queue. Let me check. But Benny the Jet Urquidez, he was in another one. I like Benny the Jet Urquidez because he's kind of the underdog guy. He always beats up the bigger Japanese dude in the ring. At least in the late 70s, he was doing that. And he used to kick a punching bag. He used to kick that thing like 1,000,000 times to get ready for his fights. I like his grit and his determination. Let's see. Anyways, I'll figure out what movie he was in a minute. All right. He was in Modern Warriors, The Martial Way, 2002, which I reviewed on 5 years ago. Wow, that was a while back. That must have been when I was working like 4 jobs. And that was probably the last time I had an actual girlfriend. Kickboxer 3. See if I can find that one. Anyways, Deathmatch. What did I just watch? Okay, lots of good fight scenes in this one. Too bad I didn't see more of Benny the Jet Urquidez, but he was more like a teacher than a fighter in this one. Anyways, I was saying Ian Jacklin has his own YouTube channel. He was actually the one who uploaded Deathmatch, and there's Expert Weapon. Deathmatch only has 9,671 views on YouTube. Ian Jacklin uploaded it on December 10th, 2016. And then somebody named Draven uploaded Expert Weapon with Ian Jacklin. It's got 187,000 views. So Expert Weapon is actually the more popular of the two, but Ian Jacklin says it was his favorite movie that he starred in, that he was the main star in, I should say. Oh, I don't even know who is Michelle the Mouse Krasnoo. I never heard of that person. I don't have any of that stuff on Netflix. But maybe it's on YouTube. Let me check. I think you keep mentioning the Kickboxer series, and I can't find it on Netflix or YouTube. The female fighter with the blonde hair. Are you talking about Ian Jacklin's girlfriend in this one? She's in a naughty scene with him, but I'm not attracted to her. Anyways, Kickboxer 3. Let's see. Oh, that's a buy or rent. Kickboxer 3, The Art of War. Sasha Mitchell. Never heard of Sasha Mitchell either. Kickboxer 2 is probably another buy or rent. Bet you $10. Tong Po? Yep, it's a buy or rent. That's why I don't have it on my list or on Netflix. Let's see if any of the Kickboxers are on Netflix. Kick4. Yep, they're all buy or rent on YouTube, so forget that. I'm not paying money to watch movies unless they're Netflix DVDs, and I can't find any of the Kickboxer series on Netflix. So Karate Man in the chat room is talking about how all these actors are in various Kickboxer movies, and every time he brings up Kickboxer, I can't find any of the sequels on Netflix, and the YouTubes are all buy or rent. The first Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme is it was all right. It was about the same quality as this. I wasn't too crazy about the first Kickboxer, but anyways, Richard Lynch is in it for about. I'm talking about Deathmatch now. Richard Lynch is in it for about 2 minutes. He gets blown up. There are a few cool looking explosions in this one. It wasn't all that bad. It's just about Ian Jacklin. He's got a buddy who works at the docks, and his buddy is trying to get his paycheck or something. Stephen Vincent Leigh, who is also in To Be the Best, he's hanging around as Mr. Han. He's just hanging around this limousine, and he sends out the limo driver to beat the crap out of Ian Jacklin's friend. I forget his name. Michelle Krasnoo. Oh, that's Tommy. That's the prepubescent blondie. Yeah, she was guarding Ian Jacklin's motorcycle, and she starts beating the crap out of this guy who wants to steal his motorcycle. That was pretty cool. Anyways, so they're at the docks. The dude's trying to get his paycheck. The limo driver's like picks a fight with them, and there's a big fight with all these dudes out on the docks, and they just take off. They lose their job. They don't get paid, I guess. I don't know where Ian Jacklin gets his money in this one. Anyways, I wanted to show you the Tales from the Crypt disc, because I sent back disc 2, season 4, disc 2. Yeah, Invasion USA. Richard Lynch was in a bunch of horror flicks too. There was that Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff, Dream. What was he in? Oh man, I gotta look it up now. Richard Lynch. Let's see. Man, he's been in a lot of movies. Holy cow. He was in Bad Names. He played Harris. That was the Nightmare on Elm Street ripoff. Oh, he tried to do the fake Russian accent. Cool. So after the docks fight, Ian Jacklin's buddy starts doing kickboxing deathmatch for Martin Kove, who was also in Be the Best. He played the coach, and he ended up getting shot, but I guess he was okay at the end. I want to show you these Tales from the Crypt discs. So disc 2 I returned before watching Skyscraper because I wanted to get in the mail, but I can show you disc 1. There's disc 1. Crypt Keeper's got his Humphrey Bogart outfit. Actually, I like season 4 better than season 1. And here's disc 3. I don't know what kind of outfit this is. Sorry, I couldn't show you disc 2. I returned the mail before I did my Die Hard rip-off Skyscraper video, which got a lot of attention from Adrian and Professor Quiz. I wasn't expecting that. 22 comments on one review. And then to be the best, Adrian posted a couple comments. Anyways, so the dude starts fighting for Martin Kove, who's an arms dealer. He's trying to. He's teamed up with Matthias Hues, Karate Man's favorite actor, the big buff guy with the shaved chest, and it's funny. Ian Jacklin calls him Goldilocks at one point because he's got long blonde hair. That was pretty amusing when he called him Goldilocks. Anyway, so the dude's fighting the ring death match, and Martin Kove gets all upset because the dude didn't fight to the death like he was supposed to, and he's not following orders. So Matthias Hughes beats the crap out of him, and he disappears. Then he somehow writes a letter to Ian Jacklin to ask for his help because Ian Jacklin I see. Ian Jacklin's active on YouTube. He's got his own channel, and he replied to Karate Man's comment a few times a couple years ago. He said he liked being in Kickboxer 3 because of Brazil and doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, cool. That's Brazilian kickboxing. Nice. That's probably the best kind of kickboxing there is, the Brazilian kind. I can relate to that. Anyways. So the dude disappears. He writes a letter to Ian Jacklin. Ian Jacklin takes off because he's tired of doing dead-end jobs and not getting paid for his doc's work. Yeah, it's more like I think it's better because it kind of keeps your opponent off balance. And it's more, I don't know, it's more effective, I guess, than regular kickboxing. Anyways, it's kind of like an advanced form of, it's almost like an advanced form of judo, I think. I wish I would have learned that instead of judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I know judo is a lot of punching and somersaults and throwing your guy, that kind of thing. But Brazilian jiu-jitsu looks more complicated than that. I remember sweating it and on the mat with all these kids when I was a teenager doing judo. My mother, it was the only decent thing my mother got me to do when the bullies were giving me a hard time, the bully kids. Anyways, so of course Ian Jacklin's got a good paying job lined up somewhere far away, but he has to go rescue his friend because his friend owes him $20 or something. So he goes back. He starts fighting in the for this other guy, not the Martin Kove character, but some other dude. I forget his name. Maybe he's called Big Man. I don't remember. But he teams up with that Michelle Krasnoo. It looks like she's about 12 years old, just beginning to go through puberty. But at first, I thought she was a boy with long hair because she's got the baseball cap and she's kind of flat-chested, not very developed in this one. She's watching Ian Jacklin's bike, and she, like I said, she starts beating the crap out of the dude who wants to steal it. And then his friends come to the rescue, but then Ian Jacklin starts beating the crap out of him with Michelle Krasnoo. This is the first time I've seen Michelle Krasnoo. Obviously, I haven't seen the Kickboxer sequels because they're not on Netflix, and YouTube makes you pay money, which I'm not a fan of. I think the only time I ever paid money on YouTube was the Lego Movie and the Killing Games. Oh, it went direct to video? That's not what IMDb says, but okay, I'll take your word for it. You're the expert. I was wondering if it was direct to video, but it doesn't say anything about that on IMDb, so I wonder if it ever... Oh, I was wondering if it ever got a screening on the big screen. Oh yeah, it was released in the Philippines. So it did get a big screening in the Philippines. 1995, it was released in the Philippines. So I don't think it's direct to video. But I could be wrong. Anyways, after the bike stealing incident failed, Ian Jacklin starts fighting the ring for this big man dude, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the guy with the sideburn who gets drunk at Martin Coast's party. That guy. So Benny the Jet Urquidez is training Ian Jacklin for these fights, and of course, during the fight scenes, Ian Jacklin starts getting beat up pretty bad, but then he comes back. That always happens in these kickboxing movies. He always comes back to defeat the guy, and the big man promises him big money. So Martin Kove invites him to to fight, make even more money for him and his girlfriend, the newspaper reporter, the blondie, who shows off her goods in this one. Not that it was very good, but I think I like Anna Nicole Smith better than this blondie. Maybe Adrian would appreciate the skin in this movie, but he's got a thing for white women. I don't. Anyways, so Ian's Jacklin's hanging out with the two blondies now. He's got Michelle Krasnoo and Renee Allman, who's the other blondie that I never heard of. Cool. So instead of accepting Martin Kove's offer to fight for him, he goes into his house and rips off all these papers that have his buddy's name on it. It's supposed to be valuable. He's ripping off files because this guy has fancy computers from 1994. So what does he do? He says, "I'm going to go look at the computers," and then he gets the paper files instead. Then he tries to log on to Martin Kove's computer, and the thing goes off like a warning light because he couldn't figure out the password or something. So there's car chase scene, and the blondie like thinks she's got mad driving skills because she's a woman or something. Yeah, that's what it says on IMDb. It says it was released in the Philippines, 1995. That's why April 15th, 1995. That's why it's not direct to video, according to IMDb. But To Be the Best was direct to video. It got big screen. Release date of April 15, 1995 in Philippines. But then in USA and Japan, in USA, it went straight to video on October 26, 1994. And Japan, it went straight to video in February 21st, 1996, sorry. February 21st, 1996. But in the Philippines, it didn't go to video, and it just got the big screen release. So there you have it. I corrected Karate Man for once. Usually he's correcting me. Yeah, so that was the only theatrical release was in the Philippines. Everywhere else, it went straight to video. So Karate Man's half right. Cool. So Ian Jacklin steals the papers, and then Martin Kove and Matthias Hues get all mad. They kidnap him right in front of his two blondie girls, the younger one and the older one. And they take him on a ship where his buddy is locked up in one of the cabins, I guess. He's all hurt and not doing too well. So there's big fight scene with Matthias Hues and Ian Jacklin. Pretty decent, but the person who reviewed it on IMDb didn't like it at all, man. I laughed so much when I saw perms and kickboxing. I laughed so much when I saw this film, I nearly soiled myself. Awful acting, laughable effects, superimposed explosions. Really, I didn't even notice. This guy has keen attention to detail. Sean Connolly, March 6, 2003. And dodgy slow motion fighting. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. I thought the fight scenes were pretty decent. It wasn't all slow motion. Some of it was regular speed. Oh, Final Round. Ian Jacklin. So he was in Bloodfist 6. No, Bloodfist 7. Bloodfist 3. Deadly Bet. And also Final Round. Man, I got to update all the description boxes for Ian Jacklin. He always has these bit parts in kickboxing movies, and I don't even notice him. So I have to look up his name and see what movies he's been in. I didn't even notice that he was in Final Round. Cool. Well, thanks for that tidbit, Karate Man. I'm going up over 30 minutes on this movie review, but it's nice chatting with you. Thanks for popping by. 1994. So he did the same. So he did Final Round the same year as Deathmatch. Nice. Anyways, cool. So I think I hit everything I wanted to hit with Deathmatch, and good thing Karate Man came in to help me out with this review. Thanks very much. I can't say highly recommend it or check it out. It's just a typical kickboxing movie to me. It's like the first kickboxer or to be the best and deathmatch are all about the same quality level. Final impact and final round. Okay, I got my work cut out for me. Find out what movies Ian Jacklin was in. And by the way, Deathmatch is kind of obscure. I told you how many views it got on YouTube, not very many. But even fewer IMDb ratings, 253 IMDb ratings. It gets a low 4.4 out of 10. Actually, I'm being generous with 3 out of 5. All right. Well, that's the end of my review. I got my work cut out for me with the description boxes later.